Good evening, my friends. Tonight I invite you to journey inward, to a place of immense power, the silence within yourself. It is here that all the treasures of life reside, not in the noisy demands of the world, not in the restless seeking of validation, but in the quiet assurance that you are whole, complete, and magnificent as you are. The world teaches us to chase attention, to be seen, and to be heard. But let me tell you a truth that will transform your life. The one who commands the greatest influence is often the one who does not seek it. The one who does not crave attention, but instead radiates a quiet confidence, is the one who moves mountains, shapes destinies, and alters the course of their world. Why is this so? Because seeking attention is the mark of one who doubts their own power. To act as if you do not need anyone's recognition is to stand rooted in the knowledge that you are already enough. It is to understand that your worth is inherent, not borrowed from the gaze of another. Think of the seed buried in the earth. It does not shout for the sun to notice it, nor does it beg for the rain to fall. It grows in silence, nourished by the certainty of its own potential. When the time is right, it breaks through the soil, and the world takes notice not because it demanded attention, but because it fulfilled its purpose. This is the way of power. You must act as if you do not want anyone's attention, because your focus is not on proving yourself to the world, but on becoming the highest version of yourself. You do not move to be seen, you move because it is your nature to grow, to expand, to create. When you act without the need for recognition, you align yourself with a force greater than any fleeting applause. You tap into the infinite, the wellspring of imagination and creation. The world will see you, but not because you sought its gaze. It will see you because you have become a reflection of something profound, something undeniable. The need for attention, though often portrayed as harmless or natural, is a deeply rooted reflection of doubt. When we seek the gaze, approval, or validation of others, we are, in essence, questioning our intrinsic worth. This yearning to be noticed arises from an internal void, a lack of belief in our own value and abilities. It is a silent declaration that what we possess within is not enough, and so we turn outward, hoping that others will confirm what we fail to see in ourselves. From an early age, society conditions us to equate our worth with external validation. We are praised for our achievements, rewarded for compliance, and encouraged to seek approval from authority figures, peers, and even strangers. Over time, this external orientation becomes habitual. Our actions, words, and choices are subtly molded by an underlying question: how will this make me look? But the deeper unspoken question is, am I enough? This internal uncertainty fuels the pursuit of attention. Attention, however, is a double-edged sword. On the surface, it appears to fill the void, offering temporary satisfaction. A compliment, a like on social media, or applause from an audience can feel gratifying. But this satisfaction is fleeting because it addresses only the symptoms, not the cause. Doubt lingers beneath the surface, waiting to resurface the moment the attention fades. This creates a vicious cycle. The more we seek validation, the more we depend on it, and the more our doubt grows when it is absent. True confidence, in contrast, is quiet and self-contained. It does not shout for recognition or demand to be seen. It operates on an internal axis, where one's sense of worth is derived from within. To live in this state requires a shift in perspective, a realization that external attention is, at best, a reflection of fleeting opinions, and at worst, a distraction from self-discovery. Consider the dynamics of a flame. A small, unsteady flame flickers and dims with every passing breeze. It craves shelter, constantly reacting to its environment to survive. This is the state of one who depends on external attention. But a roaring fire needs no protection. It burns brightly, commanding notice without asking for it. The fire is sustained from within, unaffected by external factors. Such is the nature of true self-assurance. When we depend on attention to affirm our worth, we surrender control of our lives to others. Our happiness becomes contingent upon their recognition. This dependency weakens us, for it teaches us to prioritize appearances over substance. We begin to live performatively, tailoring our actions to gain approval rather than staying true to ourselves. This disconnection from authenticity amplifies the very doubt we sought to escape. Moreover, the pursuit of attention often leads to a distortion of priorities. Instead of focusing on growth, creativity, or genuine connection, we expend energy crafting an image designed to attract notice. This external focus limits our potential, as it diverts energy away from meaningful pursuits. True achievement comes not from seeking to impress others, but from striving to fulfill one's inner purpose. The irony of seeking attention is that those who crave it most often repel it. People are naturally drawn to authenticity, confidence, and quiet power. These qualities exude a magnetic energy that cannot be faked. In contrast, the desperate need for recognition is often perceived as insecurity, making it less likely for others to offer the validation being sought. To break free from the cycle of doubt and the craving for attention, one must turn inward. Self-worth must be nurtured at its source, through self-awareness, self-acceptance, and self-love. By focusing on inner growth and aligning actions with authentic values, one can cultivate a deep, unshakable confidence. This confidence radiates outward, drawing genuine recognition not because it is sought, but because it is deserved. Attention, when freely given, can be affirming and uplifting. But when it is chased, it becomes a sign of doubt, a declaration that one's value depends on the acknowledgement of others. By shifting focus from external validation to internal assurance, one can transcend the need for attention and step into a state of quiet, authentic power. The seed is one of nature's most profound metaphors for growth, potential, and transformation. Within its small, unassuming form lies the blueprint for life: a tree, a flower, or a vast forest. Yet it does not demand attention as it fulfills its purpose. The seed represents the quiet, deliberate process of becoming, a journey of transformation that mirrors the human experience in countless ways. When a seed is planted in the earth, it begins its life in darkness. It is buried, seemingly insignificant, and out of sight. To the casual observer, it might appear as though nothing is happening. This mirrors the early stages of personal growth, where progress is often invisible to others, and even to ourselves. We may feel as though we are lost or stagnant, much like the seed lying dormant in the soil. But in truth, the most critical work is being done beneath the surface. In this hidden phase, the seed absorbs nourishment from the earth. It is sustained by unseen forces: water, minerals, and the warmth of the soil. Similarly, in our lives, growth often begins in unseen ways. It may come through quiet introspection, lessons learned from challenges, or the slow accumulation of knowledge and wisdom. These foundational elements, though not immediately visible, are essential for what is to come. As the seed begins to germinate, it does not rush to break through the soil. Its first priority is to develop roots deep, sturdy anchors that will support its future growth. This is a powerful lesson in the importance of establishing a solid foundation before seeking external validation or success. In life, our roots might be our values, skills, or inner resilience. Without these, any progress we make is fragile and easily undone by external forces. The seed's journey upward is not without resistance. It must push through the weight of the soil, breaking barriers to reach the surface. This struggle is a vital part of its development, as it strengthens the sprout and prepares it for the challenges it will face above ground. In our lives, obstacles serve a similar purpose. They test us, shape us, and make us stronger. Without resistance, there is no growth. Without challenges, there is no transformation. When the seed finally emerges into the light, it does not yet resemble its final form. It is delicate, vulnerable, and still in the early stages of its journey. Yet it continues to grow, reaching for the sun while remaining rooted in the earth. This duality, being grounded while striving upward, is a key element of growth. It teaches us that while ambition and progress are essential, we must never lose sight of our foundations. As the seed grows into a plant or tree, it continues to draw strength from both the visible and invisible. It absorbs sunlight, air, and rain, while its roots remain anchored in the unseen depths of the earth. This balance between the external and internal is a reminder that true growth requires both outward effort and inward reflection. It is not enough to chase external achievements, we must also cultivate inner strength and clarity. The seed's transformation is not immediate. It unfolds over time in seasons and cycles. There are periods of rapid growth, times of dormancy, and moments of shedding old leaves to make way for new ones. Each phase has its purpose, contributing to the overall process. Similarly, our personal growth is not linear. It is a series of phases, each essential in shaping who we are and who we are becoming. Perhaps the most profound aspect of the seed's journey is its potential. Within the smallest seed lies the possibility of immense impact, a towering tree that provides shade, fruit, or even an entire ecosystem. Yet the seed does not begin its journey with this in mind. It focuses solely on the next step, germinating, rooting, and growing steadily. This reminds us that we need not obsess over the end result. By focusing on the process and staying true to our nature, we can achieve far more than we ever imagined. The seed's quiet, steady growth serves as a powerful metaphor for our own journey. It teaches us patience, resilience, and the importance of unseen progress. It reminds us that the greatest transformations often begin in the dark, away from the gaze of the world, and that the most profound growth is often silent and unseen. Anchoring in purpose is one of the most powerful ways to navigate life's complexities. It is the act of grounding oneself in a clear and unwavering sense of direction, one that transcends fleeting desires or external expectations. Purpose acts as a compass, a steady guide that keeps us centered even amid chaos, distractions, and uncertainty. When we are anchored in purpose, we act not out of desperation or fear, but out of clarity and conviction. The search for purpose is a universal journey. Every individual, at some point, confronts questions about their role, their meaning, and their contribution to the world. What makes purpose so essential is that it gives life coherence and significance. Without it, we can feel adrift, lost in a sea of competing demands, unsure which direction to take. Purpose is not merely about achieving goals or attaining success. It is about aligning our actions with something greater, something that resonates deeply within us. To anchor in purpose, one must first discover it. This requires introspection, a willingness to look inward and ask fundamental questions about who we are and what we value. What brings us joy? What challenges ignite our passion? What legacy do we want to leave behind? These questions are not always easy to answer, but they are vital. Purpose is not something handed to us. It is something we uncover through exploration, reflection, and a deep connection with ourselves. Purpose is not static. It evolves as we grow and change. In different seasons of life, our purpose may shift. What drives us in our youth may differ from what motivates us later in life. This evolution is natural and should be embraced. Anchoring in purpose does not mean rigidly clinging to a single idea. It means staying true to our core values and adjusting our path as needed. It is about remaining connected to the essence of who we are, even as the specifics of our journey change. The beauty of purpose is that it simplifies decision-making. When we are clear about our purpose, we can evaluate choices through a lens of alignment. Does this action bring me closer to my purpose, or does it pull me away? This clarity reduces doubt and hesitation. It allows us to say no to distractions and yes to opportunities that truly matter. Without purpose, we risk scattering our energy, pursuing paths that lead nowhere, and feeling unfulfilled despite outward success. Purpose also serves as a source of resilience. Life is filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. When we are anchored in purpose, we can weather these storms with greater strength and determination. Purpose provides a reason to keep going, even when the journey becomes difficult. It reminds us that our struggles are not meaningless, but part of a larger story. This sense of meaning gives us the fortitude to persist and the courage to face adversity. Anchoring in purpose does not mean disregarding others or acting selfishly. On the contrary, true purpose often involves contributing to something beyond ourselves. It connects us to the world in meaningful ways, whether through relationships, community, or the impact we make. Purpose inspires us to act with integrity and compassion, as our actions are guided by principles rather than fleeting emotions or desires. Another key aspect of anchoring in purpose is the discipline it cultivates. Purpose requires commitment. It is not something we pursue casually or abandon at the first sign of difficulty. Anchoring in purpose means showing up consistently, even when the path is unclear or the rewards are not immediate. This discipline builds character and reinforces our connection to what truly matters. One of the most liberating aspects of anchoring in purpose is that it frees us from the need for external validation. When we are guided by purpose, we do not seek approval from others to justify our actions. Our worth is no longer tied to applause, recognition, or comparison. Purpose gives us the confidence to act authentically, knowing that our choices are rooted in something deeply meaningful. In the end, anchoring in purpose transforms how we live. It aligns our inner world with our outer actions, creating a sense of harmony and fulfillment. It allows us to move through life with intention, clarity, and the assurance that our efforts are contributing to a greater whole. Inner silence is one of the most profound and transformative forces available to us. It is not merely the absence of noise, but a deep, intentional stillness that allows us to connect with our truest self. In a world that constantly demands our attention and bombards us with information, the ability to cultivate inner silence has become a rare and invaluable skill. It is within this silence that clarity arises, creativity flourishes, and strength is renewed. The modern world thrives on noise, both external and internal. Our lives are filled with the chatter of conversations, the hum of technology, and the endless stream of notifications. Even when external noise subsides, our minds often remain restless, filled with racing thoughts, worries, and endless to-do lists. This mental noise creates a barrier between us and the present moment, clouding our judgment and sapping our energy. Inner silence, however, cuts through this noise, offering a sanctuary of peace and presence. The power of inner silence lies in its ability to quiet the mind. When we pause and embrace stillness, we begin to notice the patterns of our thoughts. We observe the fears, doubts, and distractions that typically drive our actions. In doing so, we gain the ability to detach from them. Inner silence is not about suppressing thoughts, but about creating space between ourselves and our mental activity. It is in this space that we find freedom to choose how we respond to life's challenges and opportunities. Inner silence is also a wellspring of creativity. Many of the world's greatest breakthroughs and works of art were born not in moments of frenzy, but in the quiet stillness of the mind. When we allow ourselves to step away from the noise and enter silence, we create room for new ideas and insights to emerge. The mind, when uncluttered, becomes a fertile ground for imagination and innovation. It is in silence that inspiration finds us, offering solutions and perspectives that we might never have discovered amid the noise. Moreover, inner silence strengthens our intuition. Often we look outward for answers, seeking advice, opinions, or data to guide our decisions. While external input can be valuable, our inner voice, the quiet knowing within us, is often drowned out. Silence allows this voice to surface. It helps us tap into our innate wisdom and trust our instincts. In moments of inner stillness, we become more attuned to what feels right, aligned and authentic, empowering us to make decisions with confidence and clarity. The practice of cultivating inner silence also enhances our emotional resilience. Life's challenges can stir intense emotions, anger, fear, sadness that can easily overwhelm us. In silence, we learn to sit with these emotions, observing them without judgment or resistance. This practice helps us develop emotional intelligence, allowing us to respond to situations with greater calm and composure. Silence becomes a space where we can process our feelings, release tension, and regain equilibrium. Inner silence is not only personal, but also profoundly relational. When we approach others from a place of stillness, we listen more deeply and respond more thoughtfully. Silence allows us to be fully present with those we care about, creating deeper connections and fostering understanding. It also helps us avoid reacting impulsively, enabling us to communicate with greater empathy and authenticity. In addition to its mental and emotional benefits, inner silence has a profound spiritual dimension. Many traditions view silence as a gateway to the divine, a space where we can experience a sense of unity with the universe. In silence, we transcend the distractions of the ego and connect with something greater than ourselves. This connection provides a sense of purpose, belonging, and peace that is difficult to find elsewhere. To access the power of inner silence, one must practice it intentionally. This might involve meditation, spending time in nature, journaling, or simply sitting quietly without distractions. These practices teach us to become comfortable with stillness, helping us move beyond the initial discomfort that often accompanies silence. Over time, this practice becomes a refuge, a place where we can recharge, reflect, and realign ourselves. Inner silence is not an escape from the world, but a way of engaging with it more fully. It equips us to navigate life with clarity, creativity, and resilience, transforming how we think, feel, and interact with the world around us. It is a source of strength and wisdom, waiting to be tapped by those who are willing to embrace it. Approval is often viewed as a form of validation, a sign that we are seen, valued, and accepted by others. However, when we place too much importance on gaining approval, it becomes like a shadow, always present, but intangible, fleeting, and ultimately beyond our control. Chasing approval can be a futile endeavor, one that leaves us feeling perpetually unsatisfied and disconnected from our true selves. The pursuit of approval begins subtly, often in childhood. As social beings, we are conditioned to seek affirmation from parents, teachers, and peers. Praise feels rewarding and assures us that we are doing something right. Over time, this desire for approval can evolve into a dependency, where our sense of worth becomes tied to external validation. The shadow of approval follows us everywhere, influencing our choices, behaviors, and even our identities. The fundamental problem with seeking approval is that it shifts our focus outward. Instead of acting in alignment with our values, passions, or purpose, we begin tailoring our actions to meet the expectations of others. We ask ourselves, what will they think of me, rather than, what do I truly believe? This disconnect from authenticity creates internal conflict. We may achieve temporary acceptance, but deep down we feel hollow because the approval we gain is not for who we truly are. Approval is elusive by nature. What one person admires, another may criticize. Opinions are subjective, shaped by individual biases, experiences, and expectations. When we rely on the approval of others, we place our happiness and self-worth in the hands of something inherently unstable. The more we chase this shadow, the more we realize how difficult it is to grasp. It becomes an endless cycle of trying to please everyone and pleasing no one, not even ourselves. Moreover, the pursuit of approval can lead to self-sabotage. In trying to conform to the expectations of others, we suppress our individuality and creativity. We become risk-averse, avoiding anything that might provoke disapproval or judgment. This fear stifles growth, innovation, and self-expression. Instead of embracing challenges and pursuing bold goals, we settle for the safe and familiar, sacrificing our potential for the comfort of acceptance. The shadow of approval is particularly insidious because it often masquerades as motivation. We tell ourselves that striving for approval pushes us to excel, to improve, or to achieve greatness. While external validation can sometimes inspire action, it is a poor substitute for intrinsic motivation. True fulfillment comes not from impressing others, but from aligning our actions with our inner purpose and values. When we act from this place, we find satisfaction regardless of how others respond. A key realization in breaking free from the shadow of approval is understanding that no one's approval can truly define our worth. People's opinions of us are often reflections of their own beliefs, insecurities, and expectations. They do not see the entirety of who we are, nor can they fully understand our experiences, struggles, or dreams. Allowing their judgment to dictate our self-worth is like letting a shadow define the shape of the object casting it. The fear of losing approval often keeps us trapped. We worry about being judged, criticized, or rejected if we step out of line or assert our individuality. However, this fear is often exaggerated in our minds. Most people are too preoccupied with their own concerns to scrutinize us as harshly as we imagine. Even when disapproval does occur, it is rarely as devastating as we fear. Recognizing this can help us take courageous steps toward living authentically. Breaking free from the need for approval requires a shift in perspective. It begins with cultivating self-awareness and recognizing when our actions are driven by a desire for validation. From there, we can reconnect with our inner values, passions, and beliefs. This process may involve questioning long-held assumptions, letting go of people-pleasing habits, and embracing vulnerability. Another important step is learning to give ourselves the approval we seek from others. This involves practicing self-compassion, celebrating our achievements, and accepting our imperfections. When we nurture a strong sense of self-worth from within, we become less reliant on external validation. The shadow of approval loses its grip, and we are free to live with authenticity, confidence, and purpose. Approval, when sought excessively, becomes a shadow always just out of reach and never truly satisfying. By shifting our focus inward and anchoring our worth in who we are rather than how others perceive us, we can transcend the need for validation and step into a life of genuine freedom and fulfillment. Trusting the unfolding journey of life requires a profound shift in perspective, a willingness to embrace uncertainty and believe in the process even when the outcome is unclear. Life is not a linear path where every step is preordained and predictable. It is an intricate tapestry of experiences, challenges, and growth that often defies our expectations. Trusting this journey means surrendering to its flow, finding meaning in its twists and turns, and recognizing that every moment, no matter how confusing or challenging, serves a purpose. One of the most significant obstacles to trusting the journey is our innate desire for control. That as humans, we crave predictability and certainty. We create plans, set goals, and work tirelessly to shape our future. While this proactive approach is valuable, it can also lead to frustration and fear when life takes unexpected detours. Trusting the journey does not mean abandoning plans or aspirations. It means understanding that there is a greater rhythm at play, one that may diverge from our expectations, but ultimately guides us toward what we need. At the heart of this trust is the belief that life unfolds in alignment with our highest good. Even when we encounter setbacks or obstacles, these moments often carry hidden lessons and opportunities for growth. Challenges push us to develop resilience, adapt to change, and expand our perspective. They teach us patience, humility, and perseverance. What may initially appear as a detour or failure often proves to be a stepping stone, leading us to places we could not have imagined. Trusting the unfolding journey also requires letting go of the need to know why in the moment. Life's events rarely make sense as they occur. It is only in hindsight that we can connect the dots and see how seemingly unrelated experiences were part of a greater whole. This is why patience is a cornerstone of trust. It allows us to sit with uncertainty, trusting that clarity will come in time. Another key element of trust is releasing attachment to specific outcomes. Often we become so fixated on a particular result that we overlook other possibilities that may be better suited to our growth and happiness. When we trust the journey, we remain open to the unexpected. This openness allows us to see opportunities where we might otherwise see obstacles and to embrace paths we might not have considered. Trusting the unfolding journey does not mean passively waiting for life to happen. It is an active process, one that involves aligning our actions with our intentions while remaining flexible and adaptable. It is about taking steps forward with confidence, even when the full path is not visible. This balance between action and surrender creates a powerful synergy that propels us forward while keeping us grounded in the present moment. Central to this trust is the understanding that we are not alone in our journey. Whether one believes in a higher power, the universe, or the interconnectedness of life, there is a sense that we are supported by forces greater than ourselves. This belief provides comfort and strength, especially during times of doubt or difficulty. It reminds us that we are part of a larger story, one that is unfolding perfectly, even if we cannot see the full picture. Trusting the journey also involves self-compassion. Life is not a straight line, and neither is personal growth. There will be moments of doubt, missteps, and setbacks. Trusting the process means being kind to ourselves during these times, acknowledging our efforts, and recognizing that growth often comes from our struggles. It is in the messy, imperfect moments that we discover our strength and resilience. Ultimately, trusting the unfolding journey invites us to live fully in the present. When we release the need to control or predict every aspect of our lives, we free ourselves to experience life as it is, not as we think it should be. This presence allows us to savor the beauty of the moment, appreciate the lessons of the past, and look to the future with hope and curiosity. The unfolding journey of life is not something to fear or resist, it is something to embrace with open arms and an open heart. By cultivating trust in the process, we transform uncertainty into possibility and discover a sense of peace that transcends circumstances. Life's unfolding may not always align with our plans, but it always aligns with our growth and our potential. True influence is rarely about loud proclamations or overt displays of power. Instead, it often stems from quiet strength, a subtle but profound presence that shapes the world without the need for constant validation or recognition. Becoming a silent force of influence means embodying qualities that inspire and uplift others through action, character, and authenticity, rather than words or grand gestures. It is about being a living example of the principles you uphold, allowing your life to speak for itself. At the core of this concept is the idea that influence begins from within. Before we can impact others, we must cultivate self-awareness, integrity, and inner clarity. A silent force of influence does not seek to control or dominate, but instead leads by example. This type of leadership is rooted in self-mastery, the ability to remain grounded, composed, and aligned with one's values even in the face of adversity. It is this inner consistency that earns the respect and admiration of others. A silent force of influence is marked by authenticity. People are naturally drawn to those who are genuine, who live in alignment with their beliefs, and who act without pretense. When you operate from a place of authenticity, your actions carry weight. You don't need to shout to be heard. Your integrity speaks louder than words. Others see your consistency and are inspired to reflect on their own lives, often without you ever needing to say a word. One of the most powerful aspects of silent influence is its ability to create ripples. Just as a single pebble can send waves across a pond, a small act of kindness, patience, or courage can inspire a chain reaction in others. The silent force understands this and acts intentionally, knowing that even the smallest effort can have a profound impact. This ripple effect is not about seeking credit, but about fostering change through quiet but meaningful actions. Patience is another defining trait of a silent force of influence. Change does not happen overnight, and the most lasting transformations often occur gradually. Those who influence silently understand the importance of timing. They plant seeds through their actions and trust that these seeds will grow in their own time. This patience is a reflection of their confidence and faith in the process, qualities that naturally draw others to follow their lead. A silent force also understands the power of listening. While many seek to influence by speaking, those who listen deeply create a stronger impact. Listening is an act of respect, empathy, and understanding. It allows you to connect with others on a deeper level, showing them that their thoughts and feelings matter. When people feel truly heard, they are more open to being influenced. In this way, silent influence is not about imposing ideas, but about creating a space for others to explore and grow. Nonverbal communication plays a significant role in becoming a silent force of influence. Body language, facial expressions, and the energy you exude often speak louder than words. A calm demeanor, steady gaze, or reassuring presence can communicate confidence and strength without a single word being spoken. People are deeply attuned to these subtle cues and often respond to them more strongly than to verbal communication. Another important aspect of silent influence is humility. True influence is not about elevating oneself, but about empowering others. A silent force does not seek recognition or applause. Their motivation is rooted in a desire to contribute, uplift, and serve. This humility is what makes their influence enduring. It is not tied to their ego or personal agenda, but to the broader impact they wish to have. Resilience is also a key component of silent influence. Life's challenges test our character, and how we respond to these tests can inspire others more than any speech or declaration. The silent force navigates difficulties with grace, demonstrating that strength is not about avoiding hardship, but about facing it with courage and perseverance. This resilience becomes a beacon for others, showing them what is possible even in the face of adversity. A silent force of influence understands the importance of focus. They do not waste energy on trying to control everything or seek approval from everyone. Instead, they direct their attention toward what truly matters, living their values, supporting their community, and contributing to meaningful change. This clarity of purpose amplifies their impact, allowing them to influence others not through noise, but through quiet, unwavering dedication. In essence, becoming a silent force of influence is about embodying the change you wish to see in the world. It is about leading through example, practicing patience and humility, and trusting that your actions, no matter how small, can inspire others in profound and lasting ways. As we come to the end of this journey together, let us reflect on the power of subtlety, authenticity, and inner strength in shaping not only our own lives, but the lives of those around us. The principles we've explored, acting without seeking attention, trusting the journey, and becoming a silent force of influence, remind us that true transformation begins within. It is not the loudest voices or the grandest gestures that leave the deepest marks. It is the quiet consistency of living in alignment with our highest values. The world does not need more noise. It needs individuals who are willing to walk their path with purpose, patience, and integrity. Your influence is not determined by how many notice you, but by the quality of the example you set. You trust that your actions, no matter how small, contribute to a ripple effect that shapes the world in ways you may never fully see or understand. Thank you for sharing this time and space with me. Your presence here reflects your commitment to growth, reflection, and becoming the best version of yourself. I am honored to have had the opportunity to share these ideas with you, and I hope they resonate deeply as you continue on your own unique journey. Remember, the greatest impact you can make starts with the quiet strength within you. Keep walking forward with intention, and trust that the unfolding journey will lead you exactly where you are meant to be. Thank you, and I wish you peace, clarity, and fulfillment as you step into the next chapter of your life. There comes a moment in every journey when the weight of doubt and difficulty feels overwhelming, a moment when the path ahead seems shrouded in uncertainty. It is in these moments that the true test of perseverance emerges, not in the ease of progress, but in the resilience to stand firm. To give up is to surrender to the illusion that the forces around you hold more power than the strength within you. Yet, this could not be further from the truth. Life, with its intricate design, does not present challenges to deter you, but to awaken the latent power within you. Each trial is a summons to grow, to refine, and to step closer to the realization of your vision. When you feel like giving up, you must ask yourself, what if this very moment is the one before my breakthrough? This question alone can reignite the flame of determination that once burned brightly within. The path of persistence is not about ignoring the difficulties, but about embracing them. It is about understanding that every setback is not a sign of failure, but an invitation to learn, adapt, and rise stronger. The unwavering belief that your vision is already unfolding despite what your physical senses may perceive is the key to keeping your momentum alive. Giving up forfeits not only the external results you seek, but the inner transformation that arises from enduring. For in the heart of persistence lies the ultimate truth: you are always closer than you think to the life you are striving to create. To hold on, even when the world seems to urge otherwise, is to declare to the universe that you are unstoppable. Resistance is often misunderstood. It appears as an obstacle, a wall that seems to block our way forward. But resistance is not the enemy, it is the forge in which strength is born. To grow, one must encounter resistance. It is the tension that challenges your current state, pushing you beyond your comfort zone into realms of possibility you might not yet imagine. Without resistance, there is no progress, for it is the catalyst that transforms potential into reality. When resistance arises, it often feels uncomfortable. The mind protests, questioning why things are not easy. But ease is not where growth resides. Growth lies in the spaces where effort is required, where persistence becomes necessary, and where determination overcomes doubt. Imagine a seed pushing through the soil. It meets resistance from the earth above it. Yet this very resistance strengthens the seedling, teaching it to anchor itself firmly in the ground. Without the push, the seedling would remain dormant, never realizing its potential to become a towering tree. Every time you face resistance, you are standing at a doorway to transformation. Resistance shows you the boundaries of your current abilities and beliefs. It reveals the edges of what you think you can do and invites you to expand those edges. Consider how a muscle grows stronger through the act of lifting heavier and heavier weights, creating resistance that strains and tears the muscle fibers. This strain is not destruction, it is preparation. The fibers rebuild themselves stronger than before. Resistance does not only appear in the external world. It manifests within as self-doubt, fear, and hesitation. These internal resistances are not signals to stop, they are reminders to pause and reassess your inner landscape. When you confront these feelings, you begin to uncover the narratives and limitations you have accepted as truth. Resistance invites you to rewrite these stories, to replace fear with courage and hesitation with confidence. It is important to see resistance as a mirror reflecting back to you the areas where growth is most needed. If you feel resistance in pursuing a dream, it might point to a fear of failure or a belief that you are unworthy of success. By leaning into the resistance, you begin to dismantle these limiting beliefs, replacing them with the certainty that you are capable of achieving what you desire. The more you confront resistance, the more you grow into the version of yourself who can handle the challenges that lie ahead. Resistance is also a teacher of patience and persistence. In moments of struggle, it teaches you to endure, to find solutions, and to cultivate resilience. It asks you to trust the process, even when the results are not immediately visible. Just as a diamond is formed under immense pressure, your own brilliance emerges through the pressures of life. Every challenge, every setback, is shaping you into the person capable of holding the vision you aspire to create. The natural response to resistance is often to retreat. Yet, retreating allows resistance to gain power over you. When you step forward, even in the face of discomfort, you reclaim your agency. You declare that no obstacle can deter you from your path. It is this act of facing resistance head-on that forges the strength to overcome future challenges with greater ease. I think of resistance as a sculptor, chiseling away the parts of you that no longer serve your higher purpose. Every moment of discomfort is a strike of the chisel, revealing the masterpiece within. This process may be uncomfortable, even painful at times, but the result is worth every ounce of effort. Growth is rarely comfortable, but it is always transformative. To embrace resistance is to welcome growth with open arms. It is to see every challenge as an opportunity, every setback as a lesson, and every moment of discomfort as an invitation to become more. Resistance is not your adversary, it is your ally in the journey of transformation. It is the evidence that you are moving forward, that you are stretching beyond the limits of who you were yesterday. In the midst of life's challenges, it can be easy to lose sight of the dream you once held so vividly in your mind. The vision may begin to feel distant or improbable, especially when external circumstances fail to align with your expectations. Yet holding the vision is not just an act of imagination, it is a profound declaration of faith in the unseen. The vision is the seed of creation, the blueprint that shapes your reality, and your unwavering focus on it keeps the energy of manifestation alive. To hold the vision is to remain steadfast, no matter how turbulent the external world may appear. It means anchoring yourself in the reality of what you desire, even when evidence of it seems absent. This requires mental discipline, as the mind is often quick to doubt, especially when progress seems slow or obstacles arise. However, the vision is not meant to be contingent on present circumstances. It exists as a guiding star, calling you toward your higher purpose. When you hold the vision, you are actively shaping your inner world. The images you entertain in your mind create the emotional and energetic states that influence your actions and decisions. By focusing on the vision, you align your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors with its realization. This alignment is not passive. It demands conscious effort and an unwavering commitment to seeing beyond what is and into what could be. The process of holding the vision also involves silencing the noise of doubt and negativity. It means refusing to entertain thoughts that contradict the reality you are creating. This does not imply ignoring challenges, but rather choosing to view them through the lens of possibility rather than defeat. Every obstacle is a stepping stone, every delay an opportunity for deeper alignment with the vision. Holding the vision requires clarity. You must see, feel, and believe in the outcome you desire with unwavering conviction. This clarity is not merely intellectual, it is emotional and experiential. You must immerse yourself in the feeling of already having achieved the vision. This emotional resonance strengthens your connection to it, making it more tangible and real within your inner world. The vision is like a flame that you must protect. It may flicker in the winds of uncertainty, but your role is to keep it alive. This means revisiting the vision regularly, nurturing it with your thoughts and emotions. It requires consistency, the kind of persistence that says, I will see this through no matter what, even when doubts creep in. Even when progress seems invisible, the act of holding the vision is a testament to your commitment. It is also vital to understand that holding the vision does not mean forcing its realization. It means trusting in the natural unfolding of events, knowing that the vision will manifest at the right time and in the right way. This trust allows you to release the need for control, replacing it with a sense of ease and confidence. The vision is already in motion. Your task is to stay connected to it. Holding the vision also demands patience. Creation is not instantaneous. It is a process that unfolds in stages. There will be moments of frustration, moments when the temptation to abandon the vision feels overwhelming. These moments are tests of your resolve, opportunities to deepen your faith in the process. The vision remains constant, even when your outer world appears chaotic. Every great achievement begins with a vision that is held with unwavering faith. It is the ability to see the end result clearly, to feel it deeply, and to remain aligned with it no matter what. This inner focus is the foundation upon which all external accomplishments are built. When you hold the vision, you become a magnet for the circumstances, people, and opportunities that will bring it to life. The power of holding the vision lies in its ability to transcend the limitations of the present moment. It reminds you that your current reality is not the final chapter, but a stepping stone toward something greater. The vision is a constant reminder of what you are working toward, a beacon that guides you through the trials and triumphs of the journey. Adversity is an inevitable part of the human experience. It arrives unbidden, testing the strength of your resolve and the depth of your belief in yourself. While it can feel overwhelming, adversity is not a sign of failure or a signal to stop. Instead, it is an essential element in the process of growth, a crucible through which resilience is forged. Resilience is not merely the ability to endure difficulty, it is the capacity to rise stronger, to adapt, and to thrive in the face of challenges that once seemed insurmountable. When adversity strikes, it often reveals the parts of yourself that are untested or unrefined. It is a mirror reflecting your fears, doubts, and insecurities. Yet this reflection is not meant to dishearten you. It is an invitation to confront and transform these aspects of yourself. Resilience grows not from avoiding hardship, but from facing it with courage and determination. Each challenge presents an opportunity to discover strength and resourcefulness you may not have realized were within you. The essence of resilience lies in perspective. Adversity can feel like an unyielding force, but it is your perception of it that shapes your experience. If you view challenges as barriers, they will seem immovable. But if you choose to see them as stepping stones, they become tools for growth. This shift in perspective allows you to approach adversity not with despair, but with curiosity and a willingness to learn. Each difficulty, no matter how daunting, carries within it a lesson, a gift that can only be accessed through perseverance. Resilience also demands adaptability. Life rarely unfolds according to plan, and adversity often forces you to rethink your strategies and expectations. This adaptability is not a compromise of your vision, but a testament to your commitment to it. By remaining flexible, you demonstrate a willingness to evolve, to find new pathways when old ones are blocked. Adversity challenges you to be creative, to seek solutions that might not have been apparent in moments of ease. At the heart of resilience is the ability to maintain your inner stability, even when the external world feels chaotic. This stability is not the absence of fear or frustration, but the ability to navigate these emotions without allowing them to overwhelm you. Resilience grows when you learn to quiet the inner turmoil, to find a sense of calm within, even as you face storms around you. This inner strength becomes a sanctuary, a place from which you can draw courage and clarity. Adversity also has a way of revealing your priorities. In moments of difficulty, you are often forced to strip away distractions and focus on what truly matters. This clarity can be one of the most profound gifts of adversity, as it allows you to realign with your purpose and recommit to your goals. Resilience thrives when you use these moments to refine your focus, letting go of what is unnecessary and channeling your energy toward what is essential. Building resilience in the face of adversity is a process, one that requires patience and self-compassion. It is not about denying the pain or frustration that comes with hardship, but about choosing to move forward despite it. Resilience acknowledges the struggle, while refusing to be defined by it. It is the quiet strength that allows you to take one more step, even when the path ahead feels uncertain. Resilience is also fueled by faith, not blind optimism, but a deep-seated belief that adversity is temporary and that it serves a purpose in your journey. This faith is not reliant on immediate evidence of progress, but on the understanding that growth often happens beneath the surface, in ways that are not immediately visible. By trusting this process, you cultivate the endurance needed to navigate the ups and downs of life. Through adversity, resilience becomes a part of your character, shaping you into someone who can withstand life's trials with grace and strength. It is not an innate quality, but a skill that is built through every challenge you face. Each time you confront adversity and choose to persist, you add another layer to your resilience, preparing yourself for future challenges with greater confidence and clarity. Resilience does not erase adversity, it transforms your relationship with it, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Your inner dialogue is the most constant and influential conversation you will ever have. It runs silently beneath every thought, decision, and action, shaping how you perceive yourself and the world around you. Often overlooked, this self-talk is the blueprint of your beliefs, the foundation upon which your reality is built. What you repeatedly say to yourself becomes the lens through which you interpret experiences, respond to challenges, and chart the course of your life. The power of inner dialogue lies in its ability to either uplift or undermine you. Positive inner dialogue fuels confidence, resilience, and creativity, empowering you to take bold steps toward your goals. Negative self-talk, on the other hand, can act as a relentless critic, reinforcing fear, self-doubt, and limitation. This inner narrative is not just a reflection of your current state, but a creator of your future. It programs your subconscious mind, which in turn directs your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Awareness is the first step in mastering your inner dialogue. Many people go through life unaware of the stories they are telling themselves, yet these stories are the silent architects of their experiences. By tuning into your self-talk, you begin to uncover the patterns that have been shaping your reality. Are your thoughts filled with possibility and self-belief, or do they echo doubts and fears? This awareness is not meant to judge, but to illuminate the areas where transformation is needed. Once you become aware of your inner dialogue, you can begin to consciously shape it. This is not about pretending everything is perfect, but about choosing thoughts that align with the reality you wish to create. For instance, instead of saying, "I can't do this," you might say, "I am capable of figuring this out." These subtle shifts in language create profound changes in your mindset, gradually rewiring your brain to support your goals rather than resist them. Inner dialogue also acts as a guide during moments of uncertainty or adversity. When challenges arise, your self-talk determines how you respond. Will you see obstacles as insurmountable barriers or as opportunities for growth? The words you choose in these moments can either anchor you in fear or propel you forward with courage. By nurturing a supportive inner dialogue, you create a foundation of strength that carries you through life's inevitable ups and downs. Visualization is a powerful tool for enhancing your inner dialogue. When you pair positive self-talk with vivid mental imagery, you amplify its impact. For example, if your goal is to excel in a new role, imagine yourself performing with confidence and skill while affirming, "I am capable and prepared." This combination of affirmations and imagery communicates directly with your subconscious mind, reinforcing the belief that you can achieve what you desire. The tone of your inner dialogue is equally important. It should be compassionate, encouraging, and firm. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend or mentor, offering understanding in moments of struggle and motivation when you need to push forward. Harsh or critical self-talk only magnifies stress and erodes self-esteem, while kind and constructive language fosters a sense of empowerment and peace. Consistency is key in shaping your inner dialogue. Positive self-talk is not a one-time practice, but a daily commitment. Just as a stream carves a path through rock over time, your thoughts gradually shape the landscape of your mind. The more you practice intentional self-talk, the more natural it becomes, eventually becoming the default mode of your thinking. Your inner dialogue is also a reflection of your self-image. If you see yourself as capable, deserving, and resilient, your self-talk will naturally align with these beliefs. If, however, you hold limiting beliefs about yourself, they will show up in the words you silently speak. By addressing and transforming these core beliefs, you create fertile ground for positive inner dialogue to flourish. Inner dialogue is not merely a passive process, it is a dynamic tool for creating the life you desire. It influences every aspect of your being, from your emotional state to your actions and outcomes. By taking control of this internal conversation, you reclaim your power to shape your reality, aligning your thoughts and beliefs with the life you are destined to create. Faith is the invisible force that connects where you are to where you want to be. It is the bridge that spans the chasm between your current reality and the future you envision. Without faith, the space between these 2 points can feel overwhelming and insurmountable, filled with uncertainty and doubt. But with faith, that same space transforms into a pathway, one that you walk with confidence and trust, even when the destination is not yet visible. Faith operates beyond logic and tangible evidence. It requires belief in the unseen, a conviction that what you desire is already on its way, even if the how and when remain unclear. Faith doesn't rely on circumstances to confirm its validity. Instead, it creates circumstances through its unwavering presence. It is the act of believing in possibilities that have not yet materialized, holding fast to the truth of your vision, even in the absence of proof. To cultivate faith is to trust in a process larger than yourself. This trust is not passive, it is an active engagement with the forces of creation. Faith asks you to let go of the need for control and to surrender to the flow of life while maintaining focus on your desired outcome. This surrender is not a sign of weakness, but a profound acknowledgement that the universe is always conspiring to bring your vision to life. Faith thrives in the space between intention and manifestation. It is in this space that doubts often creep in, whispering that your efforts are futile or that your dreams are too far-fetched. Yet, faith counters these doubts with certainty. It reminds you that the absence of visible progress does not mean the absence of progress. Like a seed growing beneath the soil, much of the work happens out of sight, and faith is the assurance that growth is occurring even when you cannot yet see the results. The power of faith lies in its ability to sustain you during the waiting period. This period can be fraught with challenges, delays, and moments of frustration. Without faith, it is easy to succumb to despair and give up on your goals. But with faith, you remain anchored, steadfast in the belief that what you desire is not only possible but inevitable. Faith allows you to persevere, to take consistent action, and to remain aligned with your vision, regardless of external circumstances. Faith also brings clarity to your actions. When you trust in the eventual outcome, you act with purpose and intention, unburdened by the weight of doubt. This clarity transforms your efforts, infusing them with a sense of ease and flow. Rather than striving out of fear or desperation, you move forward with confidence, knowing that each step you take brings you closer to your goal. One of the most profound aspects of faith is its ability to shift your focus from lack to abundance. When you lack faith, your attention is often drawn to what is missing, what hasn't yet materialized. This focus on absence only serves to amplify feelings of inadequacy and frustration. Faith, however, shifts your perspective. It encourages you to focus on what is present, the opportunities, resources, and progress that are already unfolding. This shift creates a sense of gratitude and fulfillment, which in turn attracts more of what you desire. Faith is also a catalyst for resilience. Life's journey is rarely linear, and setbacks are inevitable. Without faith, these setbacks can feel like insurmountable obstacles. But faith reframes them as temporary detours, opportunities for growth and recalibration. It empowers you to keep moving forward, to see each challenge as part of the greater process. Faith doesn't promise a smooth journey, but it assures you that the destination is worth the trials along the way. Faith is deeply personal and often requires introspection and self-awareness. It asks you to confront your fears and doubts, to examine the beliefs that may be holding you back. This process of self-reflection is not always comfortable, but it is necessary for cultivating a faith that is unshakable. As you strengthen your faith, you also strengthen your ability to navigate uncertainty and to trust in your own power to create the life you envision. Faith is the bridge that transforms dreams into reality. It connects you to the unseen forces that guide and support you, reminding you that the gap between your desires and their manifestation is not empty but filled with potential. By holding on to faith, you step boldly into the unknown, knowing that each step you take brings you closer to the life you are destined to live. Acting as if success is inevitable is not about pretending or faking confidence. It's about embodying the mindset, energy, and behaviors of someone who already possesses the outcome they desire. It's a powerful declaration to yourself and the universe that you believe in the certainty of your success. This approach shifts your focus from doubt to determination and rewires your mind to operate in alignment with your goals. When you act as if success is inevitable, you naturally begin to make choices that reflect this belief. Your decisions are no longer clouded by fear of failure or hesitation. Instead, they are guided by clarity and purpose. This mindset influences how you present yourself, how you interact with others, and how you approach challenges. It transforms you into a person who exudes confidence and capability, attracting opportunities and support that align with your vision. This principle works because it engages both your conscious and subconscious mind. Consciously, you choose actions and thoughts that mirror the reality you wish to create. Subconsciously, you begin to internalize this new identity, reinforcing the belief that success is not just possible, but inevitable. Over time, this internal alignment creates a magnetic pull toward the very outcomes you are striving for, making them feel almost natural and effortless. Acting as if success is inevitable also shifts the way you handle obstacles. When you embrace this mindset, challenges are no longer seen as threats, but as stepping stones. You approach difficulties with a sense of curiosity and resilience, knowing that every setback contains the seed of growth and progress. This perspective keeps you grounded in the belief that nothing can truly derail your success. It may simply take a different path than you initially envisioned. The way you carry yourself plays a vital role in acting as if success is inevitable. Your posture, tone of voice, and mannerisms all communicate your level of self-belief to the world and to yourself. When you walk into a room with the presence of someone who is already successful, you signal to others and to your subconscious that you belong in spaces of opportunity and achievement. This alignment between your inner belief and outer behavior creates a powerful resonance that others can sense and respond to. Another critical aspect is preparation. Acting as if success is inevitable means preparing yourself for the outcomes you desire. It involves honing your skills, expanding your knowledge, and stepping into opportunities with readiness and enthusiasm. This preparation not only builds competence, but also reinforces your belief in your ability to achieve what you set out to do. You are not waiting for success to arrive, you are actively creating the conditions for it to thrive. The mindset of inevitability also cultivates patience and persistence. When you know that success is only a matter of time, you are less likely to be discouraged by temporary delays or setbacks. This perspective allows you to stay the course, maintaining consistency and focus even when progress seems slow. It eliminates the need for constant validation from external results, as your belief in eventual success keeps you motivated and steady. Visualization is a key tool in this process. By vividly imagining yourself as already successful, you create a mental rehearsal of your desired reality. This practice strengthens your conviction and helps you align your emotions and actions with the outcome you seek. When you visualize yourself succeeding, you tap into the feelings of accomplishment and fulfillment, anchoring them into your present reality. These emotions become a driving force that propels you forward with determination. Acting as if success is inevitable also redefines how you set your goals. Instead of aiming cautiously or settling for what feels attainable, you dream boldly and act accordingly. This expansive thinking opens doors to possibilities that might have otherwise seemed out of reach. Your belief in the inevitability of success encourages you to stretch beyond your comfort zone, taking calculated risks that align with your larger vision. This approach is not about ignoring the realities of hard work or challenges. Instead, it is about choosing a perspective that empowers you to navigate those realities with strength and confidence. It's about recognizing that your thoughts, actions, and energy create a ripple effect that shapes your future. When you act as if success is inevitable, you set in motion a powerful chain of events that align with the reality you are creating. Persistence is the unwavering force that keeps you moving forward despite challenges, setbacks, or delays. It is the quiet determination to keep going, even when the results you seek seem far away. Unlike fleeting bursts of motivation, persistence is steady and enduring, a deep-rooted commitment to your vision. It allows you to remain focused on your goals, regardless of external circumstances, and pushes you to overcome obstacles with resilience and creativity. At its core, persistence is an act of belief in yourself, your purpose, and the eventual realization of your dreams. It's easy to stay committed when progress is evident, but the true power of persistence is revealed in moments of stagnation. When outcomes are uncertain or results are slow, persistence becomes the anchor that keeps you grounded. It reminds you that success is not about immediate gratification, but about sustained effort over time. Persistence transforms challenges into opportunities. Every obstacle you encounter offers a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more resourceful. By continuing to push forward, you develop problem-solving skills, adaptability, and grit. These qualities not only help you navigate the current challenge, but also prepare you for future ones. Each time you persist in the face of difficulty, you build a reservoir of inner strength that fuels your journey. This principle also shifts your relationship with failure. Instead of viewing setbacks as signs of defeat, persistence reframes them as part of the process. Failure becomes feedback, a valuable source of insight that helps you refine your approach and adjust your course. With persistence, you understand that every misstep is a stepping stone, guiding you closer to your destination. This mindset keeps you from being paralyzed by fear of failure and empowers you to take bold, consistent action. One of the most profound aspects of persistence is its compounding effect. Small, consistent efforts over time yield exponential results. Even when progress feels minimal, each step you take adds momentum to your journey. This accumulation of effort creates a powerful force that eventually propels you toward your goals. Persistence teaches you that success is not always about monumental leaps, but about the steady climb, one step at a time. Persistence also requires a strong connection to your why. When you have a clear understanding of your purpose and the deeper reasons behind your goals, it becomes easier to stay committed. Your why serves as a source of motivation, reminding you of what's at stake and why your efforts matter. It provides the emotional fuel to keep going. even when the path ahead seems difficult or uncertain. To cultivate persistence, it's essential to maintain a long-term perspective. Often, the journey toward a goal is filled with moments of doubt and frustration. But when you step back and view your progress as part of a larger picture, those moments lose their power to derail you. Persistence encourages you to stay focused on the bigger vision, trusting that each challenge you overcome is a necessary part of the process. Another critical aspect of persistence is adaptability. Being persistent doesn't mean stubbornly sticking to a single approach. It means being willing to adjust your strategies while remaining steadfast in your commitment to the goal. This flexibility allows you to navigate obstacles more effectively and to find creative solutions when faced with roadblocks. Persistence combined with adaptability ensures that you remain on course, even when the path takes unexpected turns. Persistence also requires self-discipline and patience. The rewards of persistence are often delayed, and it takes discipline to keep putting in the effort without immediate results. Patience is the companion of persistence, teaching you to trust in the timing of your journey. Together, these qualities help you maintain consistency and focus, even during periods of uncertainty or challenge. Ultimately, the power of persistence lies in its ability to transform you. The journey of staying committed to your goals shapes you into a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. It develops qualities like determination, resourcefulness, and confidence that extend beyond the specific goal you are pursuing. Persistence is not just about achieving a destination, it's about who you become along the way. Surrendering to the process is not about giving up or resigning yourself to inaction, rather. It is about releasing resistance and trusting in the unfolding of events. It is the understanding that while you have control over your intentions, actions, and mindset, the timing and exact path of your journey are often beyond your immediate influence. Surrender invites you to let go of the need to micromanage every detail and to flow with the natural rhythm of creation. When you surrender to the process, you free yourself from the grip of anxiety and impatience. The need for immediate results often stems from fear that things may not work out and doubt in your ability to succeed. Surrender replaces this fear with faith. It shifts your focus from obsessing over outcomes to aligning with the present moment. This alignment allows you to fully engage with each step of the journey, finding joy and purpose in the process itself. Surrendering does not mean passivity, it means taking inspired action while letting go of attachment to specific outcomes. Inspired action arises from a place of clarity and trust, not desperation or force. When you are aligned with your vision and trust the process, your actions carry a different energy. They become purposeful and confident, unburdened by the need to control every aspect of the journey. This shift in energy often attracts the very opportunities and circumstances you are seeking. Another key aspect of surrender is embracing uncertainty. The path to any meaningful goal is rarely linear or predictable. Surrendering to the process means accepting that you may not always see the full picture or know how everything will unfold. This acceptance allows you to move forward with courage and flexibility, trusting that each step will reveal the next. Embracing uncertainty opens the door to possibilities and solutions that might have been overlooked if you were rigidly fixated on a single approach. Surrender also teaches patience. In a world that often glorifies instant results, the art of surrender reminds you that true growth and transformation take time. The process of becoming the person capable of achieving your vision is just as important as the outcome itself. By surrendering, you allow this process to unfold naturally, giving yourself the space to evolve and adapt. This patience not only eases the emotional strain of waiting, but also ensures that your foundation is strong and enduring. Letting go of control can be challenging, especially when your goals feel deeply personal or urgent. However, surrendering does not mean abandoning your aspirations. It means trusting that there is a higher intelligence at work, orchestrating events in ways that you may not immediately understand. This trust allows you to release the need to force things into place, creating a sense of peace and freedom that enhances your ability to navigate the journey. Surrendering to the process also fosters resilience. When you let go of the need for things to happen on your timeline or in your preferred way, you become more adaptable to challenges and setbacks. Instead of seeing obstacles as failures, you begin to view them as part of the process. This perspective allows you to bounce back more quickly and to stay aligned with your goals, regardless of temporary disruptions. One of the most profound benefits of surrender is the clarity it brings. When you release resistance and stop trying to control everything, you create space for insight and inspiration to emerge. This clarity often reveals new paths, opportunities, or solutions that were previously hidden by the noise of doubt and fear. Surrendering allows you to tune into your intuition and to make decisions from a place of inner knowing rather than external pressure. Surrender also strengthens your connection to your vision. When you trust the process, you are affirming your belief in the inevitability of your success. This belief acts as a powerful force, aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you are creating. Surrender becomes a declaration of your faith in the unfolding of your journey, reinforcing your commitment to your goals. Surrendering to the process is ultimately an act of self-compassion. It acknowledges that you are doing your best and that the universe is working with you, not against you. It releases the burden of perfection and control, allowing you to approach your journey with a sense of ease and grace. Through surrender, you discover that the process itself is a vital part of your transformation, teaching you lessons and cultivating qualities that prepare you for the success you seek. In the face of challenges, uncertainty, and the unrelenting desire for immediate outcomes, the act of surrendering to the process becomes your greatest ally. It is a profound declaration of trust, not just in the universe, but in your own ability to navigate the journey with grace and resilience. When you let go of the need to control every detail, you open yourself to possibilities far greater than you could have imagined. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a vital part of your evolution. The path may not always be clear, but by surrendering, you align with the natural rhythm of growth and manifestation. This alignment brings clarity, inspiration, and the wisdom to embrace each experience as a stepping stone toward your ultimate vision. Let surrender be your companion on this journey, not as a sign of giving up, but as a demonstration of profound strength and unwavering faith. Trust in the timing of your life and the boundless power within you to bring your dreams to fruition. Through surrender, you do not lose control. Instead, you gain the freedom to truly live, create, and thrive. Thank you for allowing me to share this message with you today. My hope is that you walk away with a renewed sense of trust in the process and a deeper connection to the incredible power within you. Remember, every moment, every challenge, and every step forward is shaping the masterpiece of your life. Thank you for your presence, your openness, and your unwavering belief in what is possible.